Hello, moviegoers, and welcome to the Applebox Podcast, the summer launch of the show that you know and love. And we're back at it again, good as ever. You know, I'm your host, Brian Salay. That's right, you heard that right. Host Brian Salay. It's just me, guys. Where's Branden? He's no longer with us. No. Calm down. Branden is still very much a big part of the show, still a producer on the show, still a guest host, but we're kind of trying something new with the podcast moving forward. So we definitely want to hear your thoughts. But moving forward, starting now, I will be the primary host of the show, and as we move on through dozens of movie reviews and amazing news stories about the industry, we're going to bring other people into the conversation, some new guests, and Branden, of course, will be joining us as a guest host for bigger movie releases. We definitely want to talk about that in a group setting. But for the majority of this show, we're going to try things this way for the time being. So we're curious to hear what you say. We hope you like it. And here is our first episode here. And today we're not going to talk about a movie per se. I mean, we are deep in the thick of summer movie season. I mean, Avengers just came in and shattered the shit. Nobody can replicate the success of what Avengers did. But today, there's a little twist, bringing in, Avengers, leading right into our subject for the day. Not Avengers per se, but Disney, the media conglomerate that it is. Yes, guys, we are talking about Disney. Do you hate it? Do you love it? Well, today we're going to talk about all the ways that it is set to dominate the entertainment industry over the next decade. I mean, guys, Disney just rolled out a slate announcing the projects they're going to be working on through 2027. Okay, it's not full of details, but guys, they are as any good studio should, these guys are poised to take over every single part of your entertainment. And this is not just movies. This is TV. This is your streaming. This is your content that you constantly read and watch. This is your theme park experiences, guys. We're talking about everything. They are going to be there for you on your cereal boxes, on your milk, what you eat, guys. They are going to be everywhere. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the ways in which they are poised to dominate. So buckle up, because we're headed to the House of Mouse. So on our first stop in Disneyland, let's start there. That's a good little segue. Disneyland, oh my gosh, guys. The first way here, Disney is set to completely shatter the industry. Is with their launch of Star Wars theme park. Crazy, I know. Whoever thought that was possible? Well, everybody should have, because it's the freshest thing. People love theme parks, and putting Disney in a theme park, it just makes sense. So Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is going to launch at the end of May here, in a couple weeks here, we're recording this in California. So the hype is real. Guys, I've seen the spires of the park itself. I was driving through Anaheim a couple months ago, and the whole area was under construction. But the new land, it is called Galaxy's Edge, but the planet that they're building this land around is called Black Spire Outpost. So it's a new planet that has never been explored before in Star Wars history. And oh my gosh, if they have not planned this shit meticulously for fans. I mean, the level that these people, these Imagineers, are going to create this content for fans is just absolutely unbelievable. Okay, so you walk into this land, very immersive land, tons of acres. I don't even know how many acres. It's just a lot of acres. And the people that are working there are not just regular Disney employees. They are all people in character, different, portraying a person from a planet in the Star Wars galaxy. And we're not just talking your average, oh, this is Darth Maul or this is Darth Vader. No, these are characters Jeddah 134, and Jeddah 134 is has this whole backstory, and when he talks to you, if you ask him a question, he can only talk to you in character, right? That's just the level of detail that this place is going through, and it comes down from their shops, what they're selling. Oh my God, guys, look up some of the shit that they're going to be selling. The shit that they're selling is toys that not just toys, but as an example, toys that kids in the Star Wars universe would play with. That's the type of shit that they're selling in this Star Wars land. That's how detail oriented they're going. Also, you can go to a lightsaber shop and build your own lightsaber. Yeah, you don't just buy the lightsaber. Like if you go to the Harry Potter theme park, you could have your wand choose you. Well, at this place, you build a physical lightsaber, okay? And then you could do some battles with some people, in the middle of the park, even though it's going to be freaking crowded as shit. Not only that, I thought this was another humorous little thing. They have a droid shop where they want you to buy remote control droids, and the idea behind it is that you can drive them around the planet. And it's no. Have you guys ever been to Disneyland ever? There's no way you will ever be able to drive a droid around Disneyland. You're barely going to be able to walk. So driving a droid is pretty much going to be almost impossible. But this new park also, you can dress like your favorite characters. It's the first time Disney's allowing you to actually dress up. You can buy Jedi robes, Sith robes, dress like that. And it's the first Disney park to allow alcoholic beverages. So that's crazy, and that's going to make buku Dolores. But the main attraction, of course, are the rides. Big ride that everyone's excited for is Millennium Falcon's Smuggler's Run, which you pilot a Falcon and it takes you through the solar system. It sounds very similar to Star Tours, for those that have rode Star Tours. They have another ride, Rise of the Resistance. Weird enough, the park opens in a couple weeks, and they're not opening that ride. I just don't get that. Why open a park if it's not done? God, it's just money. It's money, guys. And people are going. You have to have made your reservation a month in advance to get in. And they're only allowing you 4 hours in the park to keep filtering people in and out. How are they doing it? How are they going to check that you're only in there for 4 hours exactly? Stormtroopers. Seriously. Apparently stormtroopers are going to check little digital wristbands, and it's going to count down to the amount of time you have left in the park. What is this advanced technology? I have no idea, but they're going to do it, and they're going to kick your ass out if you're not done in 4 hours. Crazy. That's just the amount of people that they are expecting to enter this place. They're going to get it, even though the park's not done. It's pretty much done, but they're still working on shit. So it just shows you, they don't even care. They're just here to take your money, and people are going to give it to them. In November, Disney's going to launch Disney Plus, which, if you haven't heard, yes, Disney's getting into the streaming game. On November 12th, their full platform will launch. It's freaking crazy. They're going up against Netflix. And by going up, is it really going up is the question. They're pulling all of their products, all of their Disney titles from Netflix and bringing them over to their service, leaving Netflix with what? Just their content. And if you don't like just their content, I think Netflix is going to lose a lot of people, especially since Netflix prices have been going up and up and up. And Disney Plus is only $7 a month. That's half of what Netflix is charging users. Gotta say, I don't know. I'm definitely will be joining the Disney Plus train. I'm very excited in their shows. If you don't know what their shows are, I'm about to tell you what some of them are. But you will be able to watch 7,000 episodes of TV series, and 400 to 500 movies will be cycling through the platform monthly. Crazy, 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 crazy. And this includes films from the Disney Vault. Something that's very interesting that just was announced this week is that they're altering some of their titles because they were racist. Yes, Disney has made racist content. It has also made phallic content. You can look this up. It's not a lie. But the racist content, apparently there was some racist stuff in Song of the South and in Dumbo. Apparently the Black Crows are racist. So they're going to alter this for the service. I think it's kind of weird. I obviously see the reason, but altering a film, maybe just don't put it on the service. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I just don't know how to feel about altering a project that was made years ago for the modern age. I don't know how to feel about it. I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, you're altering history? I don't know. Is it good? Is it bad? Who's to say? Original content is really why people are going to be hopping on the Disney Plus bandwagon. Mainly Star Wars fans. People are hyped at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago exactly a month ago. They showed some footage from their new series, The Mandalorian, which Jon Favreau is producing and writing. And The Mandalorian has hired some pretty big directors like Taika Waititi to direct some episodes of the series, which has a budget of $10 million an episode. So guys, we're looking at a pretty intense series led by Pedro Pascal from Narcos to play The Mandalorian, which is about, bounty hunters in the Star Wars universe. So that is going to be very interesting. Also on the table, a Cassian Andor series, which, did anybody ask for that? Not a lot of people liked Rogue One in general, and for those that did, out of all these characters, who would you want a TV series for? Cassian Andor, that's the guy I want. Just some random pilot that Jyn, flew their spacecraft with and had their mission with, like, whatever. Do we really care about this guy? I'm optimistic, though. Anything Star Wars, I'm optimistic. I just worry that the Cassian Andor series is going to be way too similar to The Mandalorian. I mean, The Mandalorian is kind of like bad guy, and Cassian's more good guy, but still, the verdict's out on that one. They're also bringing back the Clone Wars to finish out that series, which fans are like so excited for. I'm so on that. I never really got into it. Monsters Inc. series is very exciting. They're bringing back the original voice actors, Billy Crystal, John Goodman, so that's exciting. High School Musical, the series. I don't know how to feel about this. Here's the problem with this series. It is self-aware. So instead of just making like a new High School Musical with like love interests and that, the characters in this series are making a musical about High School Musical. Why? So this means Zac Efron could never make an appearance because that's just like wouldn't be possible. That's just not even. That would be like a different dimension. I just don't know how to feel about that. There's some interesting things also dropping, like original movies like Lady and the Tramp, which will be dropping on November 12th. So they're going to put some live action shit movie-wise on there as well. In addition to their original content, they've ordered 10 unscripted series. Just to give you a couple ideas on some unscripted series, they have one called Marvel 616, which is going to explore like legacy of stories, characters, and creators in the Marvel universe. So that sounds very interesting. They have a Be Our Chef, which is like some lady from The Office hosts a Disney-inspired cooking competition. You got to make food, but Disney-inspired. Okay, interesting. They got another one, Marvel Hero Project, puts spotlight on inspiring kids who have done some great, brave things in their lives. They really want to pump up some inspiring type content. There's so many Marvel shows that are going to come out on the service. Falcon and Winter Soldier, which, after seeing Avengers, how's that going to happen? Loki gets his own show. WandaVision, Scarlet Witch, and The Vision get their own show. And then Hawkeye's rumored to get his own show. So it's like, it's exciting because it's an extension of the Marvel Universe, but how far can this go before fans are like, I'm out, We got to be optimistic about these things, as fans. But this is just another option. Disney's just shoving content down your throat and you're swallowing it. We're all swallowing it because we love it so much and we just take it. But another way, it's just another way, guys, that they are, that they're just dominating. Another fun thing, our final topic for the day, that Disney announced their release slate through 2027. Now, a lot of these properties don't have actual names behind them. There's just a lot of dates. But the big announcements from this release slate, they were going to push Avatar again. They had just, secured the rights from Fox. And Avatar being a Fox project, they now own the rights to all Fox titles and the Avatar films, which are in development. In fact, they actually wrapped on Avatar 2 and 3. And they pushed it a year again. So now, Avatar 2 is going to come out in December 2021, 2.5 years away. James Cameron is going to be dead by the time these things come out. And even crazier is that somebody on Twitter pointed out that it's taken James Cameron 11 years to create one movie in the same time it's taken Marvel 11 years to make 22 movies. Come on here, what's going on? This freaking technology in Avatar 2 better be freaking top line because we've waited way too long for this shit. The other big announcement that Disney made with this slate was that they're launching or will be launching in 2022, December 2022, the first of 3 new Star Wars films. Now, we already know, or the fans know, that there are 2 separate series being worked on, 2 different trilogies. one trilogy being worked on by Rian Johnson, which is interesting considering many fans were not happy with The Last Jedi, and we won't get into that. And then you have another series being worked on by the creators of Game of Thrones, the showrunners David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. So very interesting. People don't know what these films are going to be, but this is how their December release schedule is going to look. This December, you got Rise of Skywalker. Next December, Steven Spielberg's remake of West Side Story, which, okay, they pushed Avatar for West Side Story. Sure. The next December, 2021, stay with me now, Avatar 2, okay? 2022 December, the first Star Wars. December 2023, Avatar 3. December 2024, Star Wars 2. And on and on and on, so it'll rotate Star Wars Avatar, all the way through 2027. Yes, they have this planned out all the way through then. Is it crazy? Absolutely. Do they have other things in line for us besides Star Wars and Avatar? Yes, they do, especially on the Marvel side. They have not released what their titles are going to be, although they do have 8 mapped out dates between next May and 2022. What are those films going to be? The big rumor is that they're going to kick off next May 1st with a Black Widow solo movie. Will that actually happen? Who knows? Will it be The Eternals? Maybe. Guardians 3? Maybe. Doctor Strange 2? Probably not. Black Panther 2? Yes, these are all on the table, but what's going to come out first? Nobody knows. The slate just has blank dates. As for the rest of the slate, anything interesting other? They haven't announced their other Disney animation come to live action projects. Mulan is still in place for March, thank God. Waiting for that for years. I know there's a lot of people excited for that. As long as they don't make Kevin Hart Mushu, we'll be good. But other than that, they have also pushed the New Mutants again. This film just is never going to be seen by anyone. And to next April, and it was supposed to come out in 2 months. Nobody's ever going to see this movie, and I feel sorry for them for that. So, and then of course, the only big other thing is 2021, July, Indiana Jones 5. Is it really going to happen? Who knows? They've been talking about it forever. It's on their slate. Harrison Ford's set to do it. Steven Spielberg's set to do it. But of course, now he's doing West Side Story. He's a busy guy these days. But Disney obviously very much so trusts in him, even with the failure of the BFG. But it's Steven Spielberg, so it doesn't even matter. It's just kind of interesting because Harrison Ford will be like 80 years old by the time Indiana Jones 5 comes out. So what will happen then? Who knows? Who knows? All we know is we are in for the long haul with Disney for many, many years. They are going to be filling your brain with content subconsciously, unsubconsciously, continuously for eons. And we don't even know it. You know, you get on the bus in the morning, and something you see was probably made by Disney. You look out the billboard, the juice you're drinking, there's a character on it that's Disney. They're everywhere. There's no escaping it. We just have to accept it as a culture. The fact of the matter is, they do actually dominate 38% of the box office. Holy shit. I just said that out loud, and that sounded absolutely bonkers crazy. And it is crazy. But they are with Star Wars Land and with frickin' Disney Plus and their frickin' film slate. We didn't even talk about we've talked in previous Apple Box podcasts about their slate. But just with all the freaking movies they have coming out this year still, you know, Aladdin and The Lion King, Frozen 2, Star Wars. I know I'm forgetting something else, but they just got so much other stuff on top of The Avengers, which is aiming to be the highest grossing movie of all time. Disney is killing it. Y'all might buy some Disney stock, because I know I'm going to go do that right now. If you haven't been persuaded that Disney is going to own your life and dominate, then I don't know what's going to convince you. But I'm convinced. I'm here for the ride. I think we all are very excited to see what Disney's going to do, for better or worse. That's the question. For better or worse. Will it be a detriment to other studios? Well, that's a discussion for another time. I thank you guys so much for joining me today on this very special edition of the Apple Box Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned, because as we are in the thick of summer movie season, we are definitely going to be getting into some juicy summer reviews. I can't even think of what I'm excited for to talk about with you guys. I just know there's some big shit coming. I guess Aladdin, maybe Godzilla, Rocketman, Dark Phoenix. There's some good stuff coming out, guys. So stay tuned. We got a long summer ahead of us with some good entertainment. So keep rocking, keep watching your shows, and keep just living life, because that's the point of life, right? Just to live it. I don't know. It sounded good in my head. Until next time, keep rocking and keep doing your thing, and we'll see you next week.